What's good, everybody? Good evening. Been a while since I put up a video, so I decided to put one up about this new determination that the NFL has come down with this new rule change. For those of you who don't know, the NFL has decided that it was going to fine any player they were going to fine the team, probably. I'm not sure if they're going to fine the player individually or the team collectively. Any player that decides to kneel during the national anthem. They also give players the option of going into or staying behind and not being with their teammates during the national anthem if they so choose. So here's the thing that I want people to pay attention to. The NFL last year was split. They didn't know whether people stopped watching the NFL because they were upset about the anthem protests or because they were upset about the way the NFL was handling the Kaepernick situation by blackballing him and making sure he doesn't even have an opportunity to try and play for a team in the NFL. Well, the NFL decided that they were going to figure that out, basically. They decided they wanted to figure out which one is which. And what they've decided is everybody who has a problem with Colin Kaepernick and him kneeling and deciding not to stand and recognize a song that was written by a racist slave owner who in that same song talked about killing slaves who decided that they wanted freedom and either fought for the North so that they can be free or ran away. So because a black man or biracial man decided he didn't want to stand for a song that was written by a racist slave owner, the NFL decided that he was, or they changed the narrative and said, well, this song, regardless of it, was written by a slave owner who hated runaway slaves. This song now is a representation of the troops and the armed forces. So either you stand or you're disrespecting America. So because they've changed the narrative completely and totally from what the protester actually has said millions of times, now the NFL has come down with a rule saying that if you don't stand, all you black people that we employ, we give you money, so you need to stand when we tell you to stand. And if you do kneel, make sure you're out of sight. It's not lost on me, and it's not new that rich white people who feel like they have given a minority enough money really do feel like they own him. These men are playing a sport. They're playing a game, right? They're throwing and catching a ball. They're pushing each other around, right? Now, of course, those of us who love football, that's an oversimplification of the game. There's X's and O's, there's positions, and I get all that. But if you break it down to its essence, they're playing a game that kids play in a park, right? Once money gets involved, these billionaires actually feel as if when I give you money, I've bought your silence, I've bought your body, I've bought your pride, and I bought your manhood. So you're not allowed to exercise any of those things unless I tell you to. And if you do, I'm going to take back the money that I gave you. That is not, that's not a thing that white men ever have to worry about, really. Honestly. White men get fined, but nobody's asking you to swallow your pride and swallow your manhood, or else we'll take your money away from you. Like, if, for instance, if a white NFL player decided that he wanted to take on the cause of cystic fibrosis, right? Because his mom was battling with it, or kid, or cousin, or whatever. And this is something that plagued his family. The NFL is not going to say, hey, yeah, we don't like that. So either you stop campaigning for that or we're going to take your money. Or more poignant, if there's issues that, if there's a disease that only affects white men, the NFL would never, ever, ever take money away from any white man that decides that they wanted to campaign against that or protest against the misuse or the mistreatment of people with this ailment, right? Now, of course, pigmentation is not an ailment. I love being black. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like it, right? But it's something that differentiates us from our white friends, white children, white whatever. If you decided to take on the role of fatherhood or motherhood of a white child, but the owners have decided that this cause, which doesn't affect them, it really doesn't. They're not going to drive down the street and get pulled over by a police officer that says they ran a stop sign and I need you to step out of your car. I'm not going to tell you why I'm arresting you. If you raise your voice, then I'm going to beat you up. And then I'm going to arrest you for resisting arrest, even though I didn't tell you what I arrested you for. They're never going to have to deal with that. They're never going to have that problem. They're never going to have to go through the process of being arrested, having to call your job, having to call your family, missing days of work, possibly getting fired, and then coming back and having to go to court, missing more time where you could be working, only for that police officer not to show up because he was just trying to put you through your paces anyway and humble you. Police officers do not try and humble white men. They try and humble black men. They've done that ever since the seasoning plants back during slavery. If you don't know what the seasoning plant is, I advise you to look that up. We've always been asked to be docile. We've always been asked to take the high road. We've always been asked to calm down, to shut up, to stop lowering our voices, even though we've had every right to protest. We've had every right to be angry. We've had every right to raise our voice. And now what the NFL is saying is that you don't have a right, NFL player, because I pay you money to raise your voice in a cause that affects you, that affects your family, that affects your children. So I personally wasn't watching the NFL last year anyway. And I'm an avid Bears fan. Anybody that knows me, look, I was born in Chicago, raised in GI. I was around during the whole 85 Bears craze that took over the whole world. Been a Bears fan. Still love the Bears. Very disappointed in how they represented African Americans last year by not protesting at all. Very disappointed. I can't enjoy my team this year. The NFL's made the decision that they were going to hedge their bets with the racists, with the people who really don't care about African American issues, with the people who really don't care about police brutality. It's a non-issue for them because to them, a little bit of racism is not that bad. That's something, hey, it's part of America. You can deal with a little bit of racism. I pay you money. You're a millionaire, you NFL players. You're millionaires. Go to your house. You may have to deal with a little bit of racism, but hey, at least you get to entertain me on Sundays and Thursdays and some Wednesdays, and depending on the time of the season. But basically, that's what they're saying. I'm wondering how the black players in the NFL are going to respond. Because if there was ever a chin check, if there was ever, excuse my French, nut check, right? If there was ever a time where they were testing your manhood, testing your melanin, this is it. What the NFL owners have said is, because we pay you, we've bought your silence. You will shut up, or we'll penalize your team or penalize you. So I'm really interested in seeing what the NFL players are going to do. It's sad that I'm not going to be able to enjoy football this season. Not NFL football. I watch college, I guess. See if I can catch some CFL games, I guess. But this is also a nut check, not just for NFL players. This is a nut check for every black man, every black woman who enjoys NFL football. Look, I was off of y'all last year, straight up. I let y'all live. I let y'all do what y'all do. I said, look, I'm not going to judge anybody for, what their decision is concerning football. But listen, they're checking your melanin right now. Right now, what they're saying is that our product is so good, I can smack you in the face, spit on you, pee on you, and you still going to come back for more. So I'm not doing any NFL fantasy football. I'm nothing concerned in the NFL. I'm not doing none of it. If you don't like it, kick rocks. I care less, really. My I don't care game is pretty strong. But as far as everybody black, I'm gonna let you know this year I'm looking at you suspect. If I see you talking about what your team is doing on Sundays or something like that, look, at some point we got to draw the line. At some point we got to say that our pride, our blackness, is more important than the game that you're giving us to entertain us. At some point we have to let them know that racism is more important to us than us being entertained. And either you're going to be part of the problem or you're going to be part of the solution. I'm hoping that you have enough kunta in you, enough T'Challa in you, you know what I'm saying, to be able to say, look, I love football, but I love my blackness more. I'm hoping that's what I get from y'all. But if I don't get that from y'all, just know, your manhood is suspect. Your womanhood is suspect. Your black card is revoked. All right? Love y'all. Peace and hair grease. Next video is probably going to be on Kanye because I got to get at him.